Hey, what's going on, all my nerds and collectors alike? Today we're taking a look at something a little bit different here. This is the first figure in a little series that I'm going to be doing of the No Way Home SH Figuarts imports. Today I have for you guys the integrated suit from Spider-Man No Way Home. Looking at the package here, we do have a smaller package because this was a cheaper release, so we don't have as much in this package as we normally do. But that also means you don't have to pay, $80, $90. This time around, it's about 60 bucks. You got your import sticker there that lets you know that this is an official Bandai product. Bunch of unreadables because, foreigners, us Americans are stupid. We don't speak more than one language. On the side of the package here, you have a nice image of the figure all posed up in a nice crouching pose. You got Spider-Man integrated suit. On the back of the box here, you've got a couple of other poses that you can use, showing off his couple of web pieces that he comes with there. Looks like another picture of that crouch pose. You also got the detail on the back of his spider symbol. More unreadables. On this side of the package here, we have the No Way Home Spider-Man symbol. And it says Spider-Man, the integrated suit, with another picture of the figure. And something to note that this package has a nice cool little detail of just, it looks like the material that his suit's made out of all the way around. So that's looking pretty cool. Let's go ahead and crack this guy open and see what he's about. Alright, so here we have Peter Parker in his integrated suit out of the packaging and into a nice crouching pose here. Straightening this guy out, first thing you might notice is that I did in fact remove his gauntlets, which is super easy to do. It's a nice feature that you can do. I will show you guys how to do that in just a moment. There we go. Now we can get in for a nice look at some detail here. The actual entire costume here is textured. Has a very visible texture and it's very tactile, so that feels pretty cool. You get your nice gold picked out on the spider emblem here with all the nice red lines running through the grayish navy blue color. And as you can see, I do have that cap open just because it's kind of a pain to get off, so I'm gonna leave that off until we get to the accessories portion here. But nonetheless, the back of the spider symbol looks fantastic. You've got nice, clean paint applications all the way around the figure. Everything matches up well. You even get your nice cobweb filled in there. Looks like they might have just used a soft wash. Coming down to the bottom of the boot here, and you even got a little bit of hints of gold down here. You've got your lines running through the different portions of the blue. It's all in all very detailed, very cool looking. On each set of the hands, you also have the web shooter triggers. And that's on all of the sets, so that's pretty cool. The only thing is, yes, obviously that the gauntlets being on the figure were inaccurate, as well as the hands for the figure are inaccurate, but we will get to that when I get the upgraded suit coming in. But for this being based off of concept art, it still is very close to the movie, and honestly, I like the gauntlet look. So when we get into accessories, I will show you how to put those back on as opposed to remove them, but same concept. Let's go ahead and get into articulation here. First things first, taking this head off. They did take one out of Mafex's book here, so they do have a double dumbbell joint, one at the base of the neck, one at the top, but they still keep their signature headpiece for Spider-Man, so that way you can remove the eyes. That just slides right on there, no problem. And with that dumbbell joint, he can look all the way up. He can almost bury his chin, so looking down real good. Of course, you get swivel. You also get excellent tilt. So that's very nice to have. His arms, first and foremost, rotate 360 degrees. They do butterfly out. This joint also butterflies up. There is a ball joint in there in the cup, so you can shift that around, which allows for his arms to extend upwards past 90 degrees, so that's very nice to see. We do have the bicep swivel on the inside of the shoulder piece here, so the shoulder piece does rotate across, acting as your first piece of bicep swivel. And then if you shift it back, you can also rotate that backwards. Just be careful because it is a little bit stiff in there. And then with the integrated suit, they did also give us a bicep cut, which I know a lot of people have been wanting. So you also have 360-degree rotation on your bicep there. You get double jointed elbows, which bend up all the way. So Peter Parker can touch his own shoulder. Very, very nice. You do get your standard SH Figuarts joints at the wrists. So that is on a swivel, hinge swivel. And that's also got a ball joint there at the end of the wrist, just to make articulating a little bit easier. You do have two diaphragm joints, one at the top, which will let you bend that far. This will also be your only extending backwards. Can't bend back as much, not terrible though. You do have some side to side, is a little bit hindered. You actually get more side to side from the bottom piece there. But this will also give you your rotation as opposed to the bottom piece being on the forward piece. So that rotates. With your bottom diaphragm joint, that is on a forward hinge, so that piece alone will get you that much crunch. The two pieces in tandem will get you a nice 90-degree crunch, which is very, very nice for getting down in those crouching positions. And then you'll get roughly that far back. Now the reason why you don't get as much back and you can't swivel on this lower diaphragm piece is if you can see in here, that ball joint is placed forward and the pin for that clamps onto that is also placed forward. We do get a nice gap plug here, which is nice to see. If you extend it forward too much, obviously you're still going to have a little bit of gap, but hey, angles. They tried, and it does look pretty good. At your hips here, we do have the little articulation covers, which on mine are a little bit stiff, but when you articulate these forward, they will move up to fill in any gap in the back, so he can kick up forward roughly 90 degrees, and then in tandem with that crunch, he can get down nice and low. If you want your Peter Parker to kick up farther than 90, you can also extend the joint and rotate it outwards like this, and then bend in and get that down further. You also have an upper thigh swivel, and before I get too carried away, he does kick out this far, so not too far out. Definitely would want to see some more kick out of Spider-Man, but hey, good enough. You do get your double jointed knees, which the knees on SH Figuarts always look very good because they've got that nice cover, so it's nice and seamless. Your ankles can bend down that far, can kick up that far. You do have ankle pivot. There's a rotation in the ankle, so that way you can change the direction of your ankle pivot. And there's also a nice toe joint. So all in all, your Peter Parker does have plenty of articulation, can get in some nice spider-like poses here. And getting into your accessories, Peter Parker comes with a plug for a Tamashi stand, so that just plugs in back there. So if you have, I think it is the Tamashi Stage 3 stand, that'll just plug into the port. But because I don't really plan on using one of those, and I don't have that stand, you also get your nice cover there. And that fills out the spider nice and clean. There's a little bit of cutoff, but hey, looking pretty good here. He does not come with any extra eyes, but you do get a tool, and the eyes are removable. So if you get the black and gold suit, or I think even the upgraded suit, you will be able to just take that tool, push your eyes out, swap those around for the different kinds of lenses, which will be very cool. Once I get those figures in, I will definitely do a comparison with those. Slipping that back on here. He also does come with some webbing. He includes 2 of these long webs, but these are the only webs that he is included with. So you simply remove the hand, which these are a nice soft rubber kind, so very easy to remove. Take your thwip web, line that on there on the cup. Take your thwipping hand, line up the hole with the peg, push carefully, and there you go. Now your Peter Parker is slinging some webs. And also, just to show you the gauntlet pieces, so you would remove your hand here, grab onto the ball. So what you're going to want to do, for me anyway, you're going to want to find the side that has a little divot. It'll focus here for you. There you go. A little divot on the ball side. Get your nail up under there. Slowly pull. So that slides out. Take your gauntlet piece, slip that right on. Take that joint. And you're just gonna slide that back on there. You can rotate that. Take whatever hand you want to use. In this case, the fisted hand is what I'm going to be using. Simply pop that on there. And you can rotate that around. And those gauntlets do look very good. They may not be accurate, but I like the look of them. So that's how you would do that. Getting into hands here, I will show it on this hand, just so that way it's easier. He comes with a set of fists. He comes with a set of the whipping hands. He comes with a set of open wall crawling hands. And like I said, there are those web shooter triggers. And he comes with a set of web holding hands. Now, as you know, that this figure does not come with any swinging webs, but if you do have one of the Mafex figures, in my case the Mafex Spider-Man Homecoming figure, you do get a line of swinging web here, and you can take that line of web, feed that on through, and he can hold on to that. Which mine's trying to push off the finger there, so spread the hole up a little bit. There you go. Feed that right on through. That's looking better. Get that in there. So you can still have your Spider-Man with a swinging line if you've got a line from the Mafex figures, or if you've got, I know Bendy Webs on Instagram produces some very, very nice web line product there. For one other thing I'd like to try here, let's get the Peter Parker head from the Marvel Legends line, from the Iron Spider Build-A-Figure here. And I'm curious if that will fit on there in any capacity. Try to slide that on there. Nope. So that's not going to work out like that. But you can also pop that right off there. Let's see what it looks like resting on there. And he's got no neck. So sadly, no. Unless you find some kind of filler piece to fudge that on there, the Marvel Legends head will not work. Easiest way to put this back on here is just to slot that right back into the head there, so that we've got a little bit of wiggle room. And then just pop that right back on there. Not a problem, not an issue. So there we have our integrated suit Spider-Man. Let's get him standing up, and we will get into some comparisons. Here we have the integrated suit Spider-Man standing next to a couple of the villains he faces in the movie. We have Dr. Octopus and Electro. Here is the integrated suit Spider-Man next to Sandman and the Green Goblin. Here is Spider-Man next to an arguable villain from the movie here. We have J. Jonah Jameson on the movie body as well as the comic body, because they are basically the same. Here we have the integrated suit Spider-Man next to the comic Retro Wave Spider-Man and the Miles Morales Gamerverse figure. Here we have Spider-Man next to the Retro line Peter Parker and the Future Spider-Man, which is a suit that we have pretty much seen at the end of the movie there, with that nice shiny blue, looking all nice and cool. Here we have the integrated suit Spider-Man next to the Doctor Strange figure from the No Way Home line. Here's the integrated suit Spider-Man next to another import with the Mafex Homecoming suit Spider-Man and the Marvel Legends Iron Spider. As you can see, what's actually kind of cool here is the integrated suit stands almost just as tall as a Marvel Legend. And last but not least, here we have the SH Figuarts integrated suit next to the Marvel Legends integrated suit. As you can see, I did add custom web lines to mine, but they are standing almost the same height. In truth, I actually think that the SH Figuarts looks more proportionate. I do like his kind of smaller stature, because even though Tom Holland has kind of beefed up his Spider-Man a little bit, Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man is still more compact, not very muscular showing. He looks very lithe, nimble, you know. So definitely good pickup on there. So final thoughts. Figure is definitely worth the pickup. He is on the cheaper side of the SH Figuarts line too, which is always a bonus. Although, do be warned, obviously with that cheaper price tag, you do get less included in the packaging. I am getting all three versions of the No Way Home Spider-Man figures for the SH Figuarts line, so I will be doing a little run of reviews from those, and then I will also do comparisons between the three when they all arrive. Definitely worth the purchase on this figure. I think he might have already become my new favorite Spider-Man figure. That place was currently held by the Homecoming Mafex figure, but this guy, there's just more of an ease of use to the figure than the other one. He looks real nice. I love the suit design that they went with in No Way Home, even though, yeah, it's nice and flashy, and everybody likes a comic-style suit. Hopefully we'll see that with the new college trilogy, being as we saw he made a new suit at the end of No Way Home. But before I sign off here, I just want it to be known that this channel and all of its content are not for anybody under the ages of 13 years or younger. Be safe, everybody. Happy collecting.